Morning coffee. Hey, Kimberly. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Now, myself, I just woke up like about 40 minutes ago because, well, I didn't sleep last night. Night before last. So last night I decided to really sleep. So I hadn't decided for sure what we're going to work on today, but I think I'm going to work on my FOC. I have some other items planned for probably later in the week. Hi, PK. Um, a necklace with some of the things remaining from Specialty, this is the components that I've got for it. And then I had the pink mystery bead stash from I never did open that on air. I should have done that, but I just opened it up and started planning with it. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Becky. And this is for a bracelet and earrings from that kit. So these ones I think will be later on in the week. Putting them back where I keep my stash of stuff. And I think we're going to work on my FOC today. Because I sort of came up with well, we'll see how good of a plan it is. But for these, I'm not going to use these checkerboard things. But we are going to use everything else in here. I really like these. I think these are miracle beads. The white ones. And I'll use this. This guy has, well, I don't think he has any stones missing. Doesn't look like it. Big hole, but I'm going to make him into the pendant. We'll make a necklace. And then the chips. Now, the chips feel like they're stone, but they also are obviously dyed because they are very bright. So those are the things from my FOC we're going to use, those 3 items. And then we're going to use, because our pendant is silver, we're going to use a low bunch of silver findings to go with it. So look, my camera seems to be down a little lower than normal, but oh well. Hey, Becky. It's been raining here, which is sort of weird for this time of the year, but I'll take it. Morning, Angel. Well, we got a few people and we've been talking for a few minutes. Hey, so I think we're going to turn down and we'll start working on this baby. So, hi, Anita. So let's do that, and we'll get more of an idea of what we're doing here. So, are everybody ready? Here goes. There we go. Just oop, a little tight, not too much. There we go. Yeah, that's probably is like a roller coaster ride when I do that, isn't it? Okay, so here's what we have. These are the items from my FOC. And I've thrown out a whole bunch of different kind of spacers here. And what I'm thinking is we have to cut this loose, obviously. But for the pendant, I think we're going to take some of these and we're going to put them on either side to block the holes more or less. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything else with this. Maybe a piece of chip to bring all the colors down here. But if I do that, I'll want a little bit of a spacer. But I've got these tiny spacers. And then I've got some bigger spacers. I don't want to use the bigger spacer down here at the bottom because I think it would be too big. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. So, but this one is actually too small for what I'm thinking here. So I need to get out a head pin. Let's see here. Oh, come on. I have silver head pins. Now here's one. Come out of there. Now, at a guesstimate, at looking through this, I think that we're going to have some kind of spacer because I suspect. Oh, it didn't fall all the way off, but I sort of figured it would, but it's all right. It didn't. I'm going to cut these chips loose, and I'm going to probably have a big mess all over the place. I should have found one of my dishes to put these in. Ooh, this feels like it's scraping. I wonder if this is shell that has been dyed. Sort of looks like it. But I actually want a really small piece. Let's see. Oh, I think that may be smaller than I want. How many other folks have got their FOC so far? Yeah, so do I, Anita. I'm not chips, and I'd rather work with a nugget than a chip because it's got that little bit more to it, and besides that, it always seems to have a. Now, see, I don't like the way that sits sideways on that. I need something more squared. This one looks like it might be more squared. Let's find out. No, it's leaning up. This is the problem with chips. They're not consistent. You're not sure what you're going to get. That might be better. Let's see. There, that's sitting on there better. So now we'll try these are pretty beads. I like these white ones. Now we're going to let these beads drop down into our big bead here so that they go down into it. So to form to keep it from rolling around. See, it's not moving because, so I'm going to have to make sure when I wind this up that I keep that relatively tight in there. So let's get that done. I sort of like that. I think that's going to make a pretty pendant though. We'll go with the second instead of the first. Make a bigger loop. Come on, get back in your slot. See how that's trying to come out? I need it to be in there because that's what's going to hold that bead in place. But we'll just make it go down there as we wind it up. Now, are you in there good? It feels like it. Go. That didn't tuck the way I want it to, so I'm going to see if I can get it to move down a little bit because it's up high for some reason. So I didn't think to get a bail out. I'm going to have to find one because, well, obviously the way I think I'm want a bail on this. So, now what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of chips. And, well, because of their weird shapes, I can't really put a spacer in them unless I use a ball spacer. So I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 chips and then a ball spacer, 3 or 4 chips, another ball spacer. And depending on how many chips I decide to use. Then when it switches over, I'm going to put one of these guys in between the white beads and that. And then just the little spacers for, you know what? Those will go fine together to make a double one, but come on, babies, open up. I'm thinking that maybe a triple one would even be better because that's so, the difference is so big there between those. So bing, I like it. So we'll use do a triple between the white and the blue, and then you go over here. We'll have a little one between each of the whites to give it some separation, but then in the middle of the series of whites, we're going to have an even number of whites because, well, what I'm going to do next, if it works, is this too big or is it perfect? That's good. Is in the middle of the series of white, I'm going to put one of these to give it some double bead caps to make it be interesting. Did I see Bonnie come in? Good. Yes, it is Bonnie. Oh, and we have Rosemary and Helen came in too. My goodness. Look at everybody coming in. And Linda. Hey, Deborah. So anyway, that's my thinking. And I have some white SoftFlex we can string on. Let's pull some of that out. We'll see how my thinking is going to work here. I do love spacers. So if we were to go say like, oh, that's a weird angle on that chip. Like, no, I don't like the way those fit together. Let's flip this one over. That's the one thing I really don't like about chip is how it fits together sometimes because of the weird angles and everything they have. So we'll just of course if you work with it you can make it usually see I just made that go to a different shape. And I'm going to put a ball spacer in. And you got to search for their hole a lot of times because they're not in a consistent place. So, yeah, I like the ball spacer in there every once in a while to give it a little definition. So I'll have to decide how many of these I want to do. Maybe another 3. Okay. Now we'll try that triple I was talking about. I think we're going to do the little one closest to the chip because maybe that will keep it. Oh, okay. Now we'll I was going to use one of these little ones between all the whites, but I'm not sure. If that will be enough. Might be. Wonder if I best put 2 if I would like that better. Oop, come here, you. I think I like that definition better. Oh, hi, Miss Tacos. Hey, Donna. No, you don't have to dress up to come to my party. I was just saying to in the beginning here that I have barely been out of bed, but for a half hour or so, maybe 45 minutes now, but because my body decided, hey, I didn't sleep last night. I guess I'll sleep now. So now we have those 3. And let's see. I don't have a lot of these, so I can't do this too many times. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put a couple more white beads on before I put that in. Oops, on the floor. And I also have to decide if I want something in between, to put 2 in there and put something in between. Don't want to go too far though, or we're going to have a really big strand of white. So now maybe we'll put this in here, see what it looks like. It's been trying to decide if those little white ones are acrylic or what, because they're pretty lightweight, so maybe. But I really like them. I think their coloration is really pretty. Go down there. Now we're getting a little long. 3 might have been better for our. I had debated trying to find like a brown bead. Actually, I know I have some. I'm just not sure exactly where they are, so we're not going to go searching. And putting one of these with a brown bead in the middle of it. So that it would match up with our pendant pieces. Bright blue freaking nuggets. That's true, BK. They definitely are. I should have got a dish to put these in. And maybe I still will. I think I have some right over here that I can do that with. There. Get out of there, little ball spacer. You'll get to join them later. If you ladies could chat amongst yourself for a minute. Hey, Laverl. I am going to go see if I can find, it should be where I think it's at, and brown one to pull these in. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. So anyway, I've got these really big, see, they're about the same color of brown, but I think they might look really cool in there. So let's give her a try. Might be too big, but see, pull that brown into it from this pendant. Love it. That'll work. Oh, that sounds good, Jenny. I'm sorry about you have to have liquid limitations, though. Ah, Rory's going to sing to us for a while. Okay, now we're going to switch back up. Oh, didn't I have any more of those bigger spacers out? Where'd they put them? Here they are. And we'll do the switch up to the big, middle, small. I'm going to have to get some more smalls out, obviously. There we go. So I'm thinking of it, but don't really need them quite yet because we're gonna go to the blues now. Might as well just dump this whole package out. I'm probably gonna use them. So now we're going to go back to our blue chips and decide if we want more than the 3 here that we have, just so we have a few more more length of blue in here. Go down. There's the ball. I was trying to debate if we needed more than 3 turns of the, 3 chunks of the blue, but at the same time, I don't want it to be overpoweringly blue. So I'm not sure if I should put some more blue in or not. I'm going to give this a teeny bit of thought here. Bye, Anita. Sorry you had to leave. We have rain this morning, Rosemary, so. Yeah, I'm thinking no more blue. I was gonna debating since this was a big strand of the white, but the blue is such a powerful color, as PK mentioned, that it'll overpower it if we put too much in there. I think anyway. So I think that's plenty. So we'll go with our little spray of stuff here. Pink. However, I do have to find out how many of these I have because I know I don't have very many. 1, 2. We only have enough to do. We got 3 here. So 1, 2. One more for this side. 1 more for this side, and 2 left. We'll have to see if we want to put it somewhere, those somewhere else, but 4 for each side. Now we're back to where the blue should be. Let's see how long we are so far. Okay, that's about where I think we're going to do some blue here. Then I got to find a bail so we can put on our pendant and then start up the other side. I think that's going to be pretty. So we'll probably end up being about 20, 21, 22 inches when it's all said and done. Don't drop your pendant. So we'll put some blue on. I'm thinking we'll put the ball spacer in and then maybe one more blue. And I gotta see about finding a bail. So we put the one more blue in the bail, then a blue on the other side of the bail, and then another set of 3 over there and go back to the white, I think. So, I'm gonna put that blue chip there. Find a bead stopper. So there we go so far. Like I say, we're going to find a silver bell, and we're going to put this guy on here. And then we'll go and reverse the pattern back up the other side. Oh, hello, Janice. And Rebecca. So anyway, that's where we're sitting right now with her. Of course, I have to get bindings out too, when we get to that point. We're not going to worry about it yet, obviously, because we're not anywhere close to that yet. But I need to find me a bail. Trying to think of where I've got some at. Nope, those are not bails. That's toggles. Should be really close by here, though. There we go. There's some bails. Oh, come on, open that package. There's a nice bail that will go sort of with the rest of this stuff. Just use that one. Got one of my boxes down here at my feet, which has some of, I think this one has SoftFlex stuff in it. What I don't finish, I put in one of those little boxes like Randee uses, and they're all down in there right now. So, how is your hole? Do you need some rubber stuff in you? I think maybe so. It'll stay put, but I think we'll see if my rubber stuff should be right up here. Where are you? See what happens when you do things on the fly, though. The things you want are not, you go, oh, I need to add this, I need to add that, and it's somewhere other than where you're at. I could go without the rubber in this. It's not like we really need it, per se. And since it's not coming directly to hand to me, which it definitely isn't, what I'm going to do is the other trick. I'm going to just put some seed beads in here. Probably should go for some number 6s, but this is what I have right beside me. So that's what we'll use. Oh, there's some 6s that are blue. We're working with blue anyway. What the heck? Let's put some 6s underneath it. Pretty sure they'll fit in there. Well, we'll find out in just a second. 3 should do it. The 6s are too big. So I guess we'll go back to our littler ones. Here's another one. It's too bad that the 6s were too big because they would have been a perfect color to match into here, but that's all right. You guys go over here too. Now we'll use another blue one here on this side. Maybe this one. Couple. So another ball spacer. And 3 more blue chips. Whoa, come back here. 1, 2, 3. Now we have our blue right here. And we'll go back to our white and brown pattern here. So we go little, medium, large, and start with our white. Gonna need to give myself some more line here though pretty soon. And I also need to get myself one more big brown bead. I think this is going to be really pretty. Slide down there, guys. Down. There we go. So anybody else working on anything interesting for your beading stuff? I could go for some bright sunshine, but we got rain, so I guess I'll live with rain. Oh, well, welcome in, Janice. I usually don't do lives I do them on Tuesdays usually, and no, I'm not going to have a live later because we don't need 2 in one day. But oh, how nice, PK. I'm sure that whoever you're giving your Afghan to will thoroughly enjoy it. But I definitely don't usually do this time slot. Randee usually does it on Thunder Horse Descendant, but since she's in North Dakota this week, I am, as we say, taking over her spot for her so that everyone has something to do this morning. Not that everybody doesn't probably already have something to do, but I'm going to need to knock some more of my chips off because I'm getting to just the big ones here. I should say the little ones. We need some slightly bigger ones. So where's my end? Over here. Okay. Yeah, that's more than I'm going to need to finish the necklace, as long as we got some bigger ones in here too. Weird shape. Not sure I like it there. Problem with chips. They're always, you're never sure what you're going to get till you start stringing them up together. Come on. So we're on this batch here. Got one more blue section. Oops, I put two spacers there. We don't want that. I prefer nuggets to chips. I don't really care for chips. I'll use them, obviously, because this necklace is what came with this. And with my FOC, so we're going to use them because they came with the FOC. And I've used them in a few other necklaces, but I don't really use them a lot. I'm not really overly fond of them. So there we go. That's the 3. So now we're going to do our pattern and go into our white. Oops, that's the medium. We don't need that yet. Small, medium, large, and white. And of course, we're going to have to get a few more white out, but that's all right. Well, we only need like 3 more, which means I'm going to have a whole bunch more left to decide what I want to do with. We could make some earrings, though I don't have. Oh, yeah, I got 2. I think I had 2 extra. That would be just enough to make some earrings with. Maybe we'll do that. Wait. We need 1 more of those brown. Now we need 3 more white. So let's put the bead stopper on while we get those, because I really don't want to knock beads everywhere. Let's see what I've missed again so far. Oh, are you talking about my bail right here? Yeah, I made the pendant first thing. It's going to hang right here. That's why I brought the brown in, to match my brown beads in the pendant. Morning, Dorothy. Barbecue potato chips. That's my husband's favorite too. I prefer just plain ones. Oh, that sounds nice, Jenny. So back to our beading here. We're on the home stretch as far as the necklace portion is concerned. Okay, this is middle. Everybody slide down. There we go. I like to look and make sure I haven't missed anything, especially before we go and crimp everything up. But we're not quite there yet. We got to do this last turn of blues, and then we will be there. So we have, is this the one I stuck aside because it was whole was weird? I think it might be. We'll start with this one. I like to roll the chips when I'm using them around like I just did so that they'll hopefully fit better together because I don't really like big gaps between them. Do I need to get some more bigger ones off again? I think I'll put that one in the middle. And there we go. I think that's it. So let's compare again. Come here, guys. Also, the thing about chips is because they, see how that's different in length because this one's longer, this because, well, it's chips. But it's not that big of a deal. So there is our main portion done. Oh, I've never done the dollar bead box. I've debated it. So that's a little over 10. So we're at about 20, 21 right now. When we get our findings on, it's going to be closer to 22, so that's a good length. Now I've got more wire here than I needed, so we're going to move this up here. Drop everything down. Obviously there's a tight piece right there because it didn't want to slide real easily. Move my bead stopper up, and then I'm going to cut the wire. So there we go. Now we just have 2 steps, and that's putting on the clasp and things, and adding our pendant to the bottom. Thank you, Jenny. They're not. They're definitely not real pearls. I suppose you could say they are. I think they're a Druk, but I don't think they're glass. They just feel too lightweight. Though they do sort of clunk like glass on my teeth. But either way, I think they're gorgeous, and there's a ton of them left. So we might make some earrings too. Let's see if we're going to have time. Nope, we're not going to have time. It's almost at the hour right now. So to finish these is going to take the rest of the time. And I have to pick up my mess here pretty soon. But no, they're not pearls. But they are a really beautiful bead. So I think we're good. We can add this guy down here. I think I'll just see if a Tinky Tot will work to do that. Oops, we don't need that many guys, just one. And I look at them and think, or is it going to be big enough? But we'll find out in just a second. If it's not, we'll go to medium. Wasn't sure that was closed, but it looks like it is. So now our pendant is on. I'm still waiting for my bargain bead box too, Bonnie. You're not alone. I checked its tracking yesterday, and it said it was supposed to be here yesterday, but its tracking said it was in Missoula, and so that's like about 2.5 hours south of us. So thank you, Lori. I didn't notice you come in. Thanks, Jenny. I could get behind some chocolate chips too. That sounds good. Oh, is it Jenny's birthday? Well, happy birthday. So now we've got this on. So now we just have to put crimp the ends over here. which probably will not be able to take 2 beads. So we're probably going to just... Oh, thank you. I love it too. That's amber inside the heart. So we're gonna crimp this baby up. Not sure, like I said, if the chips will take a second wire. I don't think they're going to. Well, I'll be darned, it did. Though, if you're going to do that, you're probably going to want to see if you can get it through all of your chips that are here, because number 2 just went on. Good, good. No pushing up. Anyway, you want to see if you can get them on all 3, because you're going to twist this around so it sits beside its buddy. There we go. You're going to want to, when you trim your wire, it gets a little tricky when you're in odd spots. Anyway, I think so. I much prefer to take an easier route if possible. So it can sit right here by the round bead when we cut it off, but we're going to get this up a little bit closer. And I've got my magical crimper, so I'm going to put this in here. And no, I'm not done getting it set yet, because I'm going to use my magical crimpers to move it up. So there's about where I want it. So we'll crimp. Okay, now we're going to push these beads up here and trim this excess wire. Since we moved it down to here, now the little ball spacer can roll up into that slot. We'll move all this stuff down. Now we need to put our other crimp on, and I think I knocked it somewhere because I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is, right here. Now on this side, of course, you have to get everything pulled tight when you go to crimp, roll, and so again, I am going to try to go through all of the chips, if at all possible, and then we'll just pull it up tight. Come on, baby, go through. This one may not want to go through. It doesn't feel like it does. Well, since it doesn't, we're going to crimp it right here at the edge of this bead and just trim it right beside our wire there. Now before I crimp this one, which I got a little tight here, no I don't, it's perfect. I want to roll my chips around, make sure I don't have a lot of excess space in here. Looks like a pretty well rolled together here. But see, I've got getting a little gap here, so somewhere where the chips hadn't been rolled really good so that they were fitting with each other. Okay. So the magical crimper is going to make you leave a little bit of space because you need to have that space to get beside it. So let's make sure we're up there and crimp. And then we'll turn and now since I ended on chips, I got to be careful because that chip corner might try and get in when I'm crimping, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I think we got it pretty good. Now we'll roll our flush cutters up so it gets really close to that crimp tube. Trim that off. So now we just have to put on our lobster claw and our other jump ring. Now, SoftFlex company will tell you you don't need a jump ring. You could have just made this a bigger loop. I just prefer one. Well, I'm 66, heading for 67 here really quickly. We're a little bit over time, but I'm going to just finish this quickly because all we need is a couple of jump rings, big one and a medium one. There's a big one. No, that's not what I need. Oh, that's not what I need either. Where are my mediums? Oh, there they are. Medium right here. Now the medium one is going to hold my lobster claw, and the big one is for attaching them together. And I should have, that's gold, don't want gold. There's silver. It's my lobster claws. I always get these bigger ones from Randee because I really don't like a little tiny lobster claw, especially test it, or it's working fine. Little ones are too little for me anymore. I've got that, that age thing going, is making sure that I don't want to have really teensy tiny things. So we'll put our lobster claw on here. That side's done. Put our bigger one here. Now, as I was saying, when we made the necklace yesterday, you can just attach things right to the SoftFlex if you wanted to. It's a really strong wire, but I prefer to not do so. And I always put my lobster claw on a jump ring just in case it breaks. So there we are. We're all done. Okay, I'm going to flip up now since we're done with our necklace. The only time I use the smaller ones generally is if, like, in my that turn out nicely. I like it. The only time I use the smaller lobster claws is when I'm making like my fairy dust necklaces, because the most people that buy those are younger, like teenagers and stuff, and so they don't have older hands. They're fine with the little ones. So there we go, all done. Got the brown to pull into our brown in our bead here. We use silver since that bead is silver. And everything, I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. Thanks, BK. Hey, Anissa. Well, we're just about done here. Per usual, I've gone over my hour. It's about 12 after right now, but there's our necklace. Oh, I never did measure it for us for final size, did I? So from the lobster claw down to the pendant is 10.5 inches. So we're at 21. So there she is. I think it turned out really nicely, and I hope you guys enjoyed making it with me. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Ginny. So there we go. There's our necklace. Now, I think I might make some earrings to sort of match, starting here, and just put like a couple of these and a couple of everything else, since I do have just 2 of these double bead caps left. But I'm not going to make them on screen because, hey, it's almost 1/4 after. So I think it's time to say goodbye. And it's been nice. I'm glad you don't mind going over, because I tend to. I got to make sure I don't on Friday. Friday we're going to have a short show, so I'm going to come up with something simple to make for Friday, because I have to take my daughter in to have some dental surgery done. So I have to be off by 8:40. But so I will make the earrings off screen. I think it turned out so pretty. I like it a lot. And I'll put them in a picture along with the necklace here later. So this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, taking over for Randee Brown of Thunderhorse Descendant. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye, everyone.